Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is Urmisha and today in this video I'm going to show you how to create the hexagon based map. So far in the field map, you have defined the coordinates of longitude and latitude, which in other words we say as locations, are defined with the circles or with some specific shapes, or I would say the difference in colors. But when it comes to hexagon map, you'll find the area or the location or the coordinates of longitude and latitude are defined with the hexagon tile. That's why we call it as a hexagon based map. To create such beautiful map, we need the very important two geographic fields, which are longitude and latitude, based on which we are going to create such map. For this, I'm using US zip code dataset, which has all the required fields to define the whole map of the states of US, like city, location, region, state, zip code, and the zip code type. Along with that, some measured fields, which has this geographic fields, latitude and longitude as well. So let's create this map from the very scratch. Click on this new worksheet, and here to create that map, we need to define one parameter and two calculated field. So let's create that. For the parameter, go to this more option, click on create parameter, and here I'll name that parameter as adjuster. We'll keep this data type as float as it is, and the current value as 1, display as 1 in the format as well, rest as it is, all allowed values to all, and then click on OK. So here our parameter is ready. To show the parameter, click on this more option and click on this more show parameter, and here your parameter ready. To create that field, to define the coordinates of this as x coordinate and y coordinate, to define the location, we need to derive that field from the two most important geographic fields, that is latitude and longitude. So let's create those two calculated field. Click on again this more option, click on this create calculated field. I'll name that field to define the x coordinate, that is hex x. For this, we'll call a function called the hexabin, that is the hexbin x. This is the function you need to call, and in number 1, which is the x and y coordinate, in this coordinate I'll pass longitude, that is long, multiply it with the adjuster parameter, comma, now we'll define the y coordinate, that is the latitude, lat, and that is also should be multiplied with the adjuster, and this whole function will be divided with the adjuster. And that's how we have defined our first x coordinate as for the hexagon. Click on apply and OK. So our hex x is ready. To create the hex y, which is the y coordinate for this, we will simply duplicate this field. We'll duplicate it by clicking on from this. And now this hex x copy is ready. We'll click on this edit, and now I'll rename this hex x to hex y to define that y coordinate. And here in this function, I'll change simply the hexbin y as a function. So this is one more function we have within our Tableau, that to define the x coordinate we'll call hexbin x, and to define the y coordinate we'll call the hexbin y. Rest of the parameter passed within this parenthesis will remain as it is. Click on apply and OK. So our both hex x and hex y, both the fields are ready. We'll simply drag this hex x to the columns and hex y to the rows, and we'll change this measure to the dimension, same as for the hex y as well, to the dimension. And yes, our data points are ready, which are actually the coordinates defining the location for the hexbin, using this hexbin function, which is defining your hexagonal shapes, or I would say the hexagon location. So that's how our beans, or I would say the data points or the locations, are ready as per our logic with the hexabin. But now you must be wondering that why it is not showing the hexagon here. So the here will work on this shape. Right now is defining with the circles. We'll change the shape to hexagon. Now the default, we don't have such shape. So what I did is I simply add one more custom shape here. So you can reload the shape, and now from this select palette, I'll go and check on that custom shapes that I have added, which is the hexagon. I'll um, select that, click on apply, and you will find this hexagon are being set. And now I'll increase the size and arrange the size according to my need. And yes, our hexagon map is ready, but we'll highlight and we'll make some kind of an adjustment by removing the header, the axis. So I don't want this axis, so right click over here and click on uncheck the show header. Similarly for the y-axis as well, uncheck the show header. To remove the grid lines, I will simply right click and go to the format, and from this lines within the sheet there is a grid line. Click on this none, and yes, your grid lines are removed. So that's how in a few simple clicks your hexagon map is ready. But now you must be asking that how I've add this hexagon as we don't have the default one. So for this, I have already created one of the video that how you can add the custom shapes in your Tableau. So watch that video. This how to add a custom shapes in Tableau. I have already added in the description box. So go and check that link, visit that, and you can simply add this custom shapes. But if I just give you a summary of how to add that, you simply need to download a transparent image from Google Images, and download that hexagon one, and save it into my Tableau repository folder. Within that there would be a shapes folder. In that you can simply drag and drop, or I would say copy or paste that image in that within the shapes folder. And yes, once you reload the shape palette, you're good to go. You can set any of that image with this. So that's how you can have your hexagon based map, or the hex style map, or in the other words they call it as a hex map, is ready in this few simple clicks. I hope you like this video. If you really like, then do like, share and subscribe to my channel for more such videos. Till then, happy learning.